Here's a gift, $2,000. My mother-in-law handed us an envelope with $2,000 as a gift after we returned to her house, after I gave birth. I checked the contents and threw the envelope into the trash. This is what I get after enduring daily insults from her and some tenured employees. What are you doing? Apologize to my mom. I snapped at my panicked husband. Can you say the same after seeing this? My husband checked the contents and glared at his mother with an anger I'd never seen before. Then, my husband made a decision. My name is Mary Smith, and I'm 28 years old. I had a very traditional, arranged marriage with my husband, Tom. Tom, 2 years older than me, was strictly raised as the heir of a traditional confectionery shop but is very gentle and kind. I was drawn to his kindness from the first time we met. I became a baker to share the beauty and delicate taste of traditional sweets with the world. Will you help me achieve this dream? Tom said this and gave me a traditional sweet inspired by me instead of an engagement ring. As I cried with emotion, Tom continued. After we marry, you'll be like the young mistress of our shop. Also, you'll live with my parents. Is that okay? Living with his parents was a condition of our marriage. Marrying the heir has its challenges, but with Tom by my side, everything will be fine. With this thought, I accepted his proposal. And so, we got married. As promised, after the wedding, we started living with his parents in the house that also served as their confectionery shop. Mary, you married into this family, so you must be prepared. Behave impeccably as Tom's wife. Yes. On the day I stepped into their house, my mother-in-law immediately spoke harshly to me. The sweet married life I had dreamt of doesn't exist here. Mary, how many times do I have to tell you? Learn and follow our traditions properly. You're the daughter-in-law, act like it. It's a shame our CEO has to deal with someone so difficult. I was criticized daily by my Tom's mom and other tenured female employees. My father-in-law didn't talk much, but when he's around, the tension is so high that I often made mistakes due to nervousness. He would openly sigh when he saw me like that. There was no place for me to find peace in this house. But I kept trying hard to be accepted by everyone and become a wife who Tom wouldn't be ashamed of. This determination was the only thing that kept me going. Amidst all this, I found out I was pregnant. Take care of yourself and give birth to a fine heir. Everyone, starting with my mother-in-law, began to be concerned about my health. At my 5-month checkup, I learned the baby's gender and quickly shared the news with my in-laws and Tom at dinner. We're having a girl. For a moment, everyone froze. A girl? A girl. Huh? No one is congratulating me. Tom kept his head down, avoiding eye contact, and continued eating in silence. I was taken aback by everyone's reaction. Does the heir have to be a boy? Confused by the Smith family's belief, I ate my meal in frustration. The next day, everyone's attitude changed drastically. Pregnancy isn't an illness, so stop slacking and work hard. As soon as they knew the baby was a girl, my mother-in-law and the tenured employees went back to criticizing and overworking me. Why can't a girl inherit the family business? I felt so bad for my baby, who wasn't being celebrated, and I worried about her future. And I made a strong decision to protect her no matter what. Tom, you must have noticed. Since I married into this family, I've been criticized daily by your mom and the tenured employees. Their attitude since they found out the baby is a girl is unbearable. One day, I couldn't take it anymore and told Tom. Tom looked troubled. Mary, I'm sorry. I'm still in training and don't have the right to go against this family. Please bear with it. Once you learn the job quickly, my mom and the others will stop bothering you. As for the baby, I'll be very happy whether it's a boy or a girl. Please take care of yourself. Saying this, Tom quickly headed to the bathroom. Although Tom showed some concern for me, I was honestly shocked by how unreliable he seemed. But I rubbed my belly. I can't let this get me down. I'm going to be a mother. I need to be strong for this baby. With this resolve, I endured the bullying and criticism alone, dreaming of the day my baby would be born healthy. At my in-laws' house, I was mainly in charge of dinner, and when I buy groceries, I paid up front and gave the receipt to my mother-in-law to get reimbursed. This system means that she will meticulously check the receipts, so I couldn't easily buy what I wanted. However, since becoming pregnant, I often craved sour and sweet things. Should I buy it? But I don't want to hear mom's snide remarks again. I debated with myself while shopping, but in the end, I couldn't muster the courage to buy it. But one day, I desperately craved something sweet. Unable to resist, I hesitantly approached Tom in the workshop. Because of the pregnancy, I'm really craving something sweet. If you have any scraps, could you share some with me? Sure, just wait a moment. Tom, avoiding the employee's eyes, wrapped some scraps of sweets and brought them to me. Thank you. But just then, his mother appeared. What are you doing here, Mary? Her eyes fell on my hands. Oh, how greedy. This is a craftsman's workshop. You are no longer allowed to enter here. With that, she ruthlessly snatched the scraps Tom had given me and kicked me out of the workshop. One day, when I opened the fridge to prepare dinner, it was stuffed with expensive ingredients like high-grade beef. Since I couldn't use the ingredients in the fridge without my mother-in-law's permission, I asked her. Can I use the ingredients in the fridge? What are you talking about? Those are for Cindy, she's coming back the day after tomorrow. Don't use them. She said coldly. Cindy is Tom's sister. She married a farmer but is coming home because she's 3 months pregnant and has severe morning sickness. Coming home at 3 months pregnant? I'm 7 months pregnant and have been told pregnancy isn't an illness, while being worked to the bone. I had a lot on my mind, but the more I thought about it, the more miserable I felt. I pulled myself together and prepared dinner with other ingredients. On the day Cindy returned, her mother was in a great mood from the morning. She originally opposed Cindy marrying a farmer, but is now thrilled to have her home again. I'll make dinner today, Mary. You can take a break. My mother-in-law is unusually kind. Since I'm usually too busy to take a break, I decided to take advantage of her offer. The sky is so high. The sky I looked up at after a long time was painted red and enveloped me with a gentle warmth. When I put my hand on my belly, I felt the baby move. Mommy will do her best for you. Come out healthy. I whispered to my baby. What a nice smell. When I returned home, I was greeted by the smell of steak cooking. As I was about to enter the living room, I heard voices from inside. Cindy, eat a lot for the baby. I peeked in and saw my mother-in-law preparing a lot of food in front of Cindy. My father-in-law and Tom were also at the table, quietly eating steak. What about Mary's dinner? As Tom looked up and said this, our eyes met. Oh, it's okay. I made some stew for her. At his mother's response, Tom said nothing and looked away from me. So there's no steak for me. Unable to bear it, I quietly went to our room so no one would notice. Even though I'm also pregnant like Cindy, no one tells me to eat a lot. Seeing how I've been excluded, I couldn't take it anymore and tears finally started to flow. Why do I have to be treated like this? Neither my baby nor I are welcomed in this house. I wish I could just leave this house. The tears kept flowing. After a while, Tom came with a cold steak. I secretly brought my portion. It's cold, though. I'm sorry my sister's arrival made things even worse. Tom apologized, looking genuinely sorry. I wish I could stand up to them more, but I don't get along with my mom or sister. My mom was bullied by my grandma, so she thinks this is just how relationships work between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. My sister never liked me being the favorite child, and she used to bully me whenever she can. They're both strong-willed and troublesome, so honestly, I don't want to deal with them. Your family issues have nothing to do with me. Even though he apologized, I realized that Tom wouldn't particularly protect me or our child in the future. Tom's unreliability made me feel even more miserable. Tom urged me to eat the steak. Honestly, I had no appetite, but for the sake of the baby, I ate the cold steak while crying. Even though it was supposed to be high-quality meat, I couldn't taste anything. I just chewed and somehow managed to swallow it. Life since Cindy returned became even harder for me as a pregnant woman. Mary, go get this. My mother-in-law made me work hard despite my big belly. My daughter should rest until her morning sickness subsides. Meanwhile, Cindy just lazed around the house all day, spoiled by my in-laws. Even though we're both pregnant, and my belly is even bigger. It was frustrating, but I had to endure it quietly for now. Mary, I bought you some pudding. Feeling sorry for the harsh treatment I endured, Tom began secretly buying me things I wanted, which was my only solace. One day, I accidentally saw that Cindy's room was filled with brand-name baby items and maternity goods. I, on the other hand, had been considerate of my mother-in-law and bought everything from a cheap store in the suburbs. Both babies are their grandchildren, so why is there such a difference? I tried not to let it bother me, but I felt very sad. Finally, on December 20th, I gave birth to a baby girl. Tom cried tears of joy. I'll become a proper man soon and protect you and our baby. Tom made this promise. After being discharged, I returned to my in-laws' house, where surprisingly, my mother-in-law greeted me with a smile. Let me hold her for a bit. When I handed my baby to her, having raised 2 children, she skillfully soothed her. So she does find her grandchild adorable. Seeing her like this made me feel a bit relieved. After a while, she handed my baby back to me, took an envelope out of her pocket, and gave it to Tom. Here's a gift, $2,000. What? That much? I was surprised, but Tom didn't seem that shocked. Maybe it's normal to give that much for celebrations in this family. Since Tom handed me the envelope without checking the contents, I placed the baby in the crib and took the envelope. And I checked the contents just to be sure. What? What's this? My mother-in-law smirked and looked away from me. Enough is enough. I threw the envelope into the trash. Hey, what are you doing? Apologize to my mom. Tom panicked. Can you say the same after seeing this? I picked up the envelope I had just thrown away and showed Tom the contents. Tom frowned as he looked at the contents. The envelope contained not $2,000, but a stack of receipts and invoices for the luxury food and maternity goods that my in-laws had bought for Cindy. What is this, Mom? Even Tom raised his voice. It's only natural for the eldest son's family to cover our household expenses. She shamelessly spouted this nonsensical reasoning. Why should we pay for the maternity goods and baby items for Cindy, who married into another family? I couldn't stay silent any longer. I decided to leave this house with my child. At that moment, Tom's low voice echoed. I'm leaving this house. What? The room fell silent, and everyone, including me, looked at Tom. Tom glared at his mom with an anger I'd never seen before. What do you think we are? I've been dissatisfied with how you've treated Mary, your reaction when you found out our child was a girl, and your constant meddling in the store's management. But as the eldest son, I thought I should endure it until I could stand on my own and continue to protect this store. But I've reached my limit. My family is leaving this house. I won't be taking over the store. Thank you for everything. With that, Tom turned around and left his parents. Speechless at this unexpected turn of events, his parents were stunned for a while, then quietly left the room. Mary, I'm really sorry for everything. I'll take care of you and our baby. I decided on my own to leave this house, but will you stay by my side from now on? Tom's face had returned to its usual gentle expression. Yes. Thank you for protecting us. Let's overcome the challenges together as a family of 3. The next day, Tom quickly found a new place, and a week later, our new life as a family began. The new house was a small 2-bedroom apartment, but for me, it was a place where both my mind and body could relax, a very happy space. Look, eat a lot and make sure to sleep when you can. And what's more, our new place was only a 5-minute walk from my parents' house. Really, Tom is a wonderful person. It's rare for someone to be mature enough to reveal their weaknesses and ask for help. According to my mom, that night Tom explained everything to my parents, apologized, and asked for their help in the future. You can always rely on us. We're so happy to have you living so close. I was moved to tears by my mom's kindness. On the other hand, my mother-in-law occasionally contacted Tom, asking him to bring the grandchild over, but Tom only sent photos. After discussing it, we decided that it was best to keep some distance from his family for a while, and we resolved not to share our new address with his parents. Thanks to this, we were able to live peacefully. Mary, we're running low on diapers. I'll go and get some. Tom actively helped with housework and childcare, and we cherished our modest happiness, living humbly every day. I think I want to start my own business. One day, Tom came to me for advice. Tom had been captivated by the charm of traditional sweets since he was a child. Even though he couldn't take over the family business, he hadn't given up on being involved with traditional sweets. The dream he shared with me before we got married, I want people all over the world to know the beauty and delicate taste of traditional sweets, was still alive in his heart. To fulfill that dream, Tom decided to start an online business selling traditional sweets. I was inspired by Tom. I wanted to help him achieve his dream. So I began to think about how I could use my experience making traditional sweets at his parents' house, even if it was just for a short time, during breaks from housework and childcare. Look at the beautiful sweets Daddy made. One day, I showed our child the sweets Tom had made. Our baby, still just an infant, couldn't eat them yet, but their eyes sparkled and they giggled at the sight of the beautifully colored sweets. Seeing that, I had an idea. How about making traditional sweets that even babies can eat? In my mind, I saw the sweet smiles of babies and the traditional sweets overlapping. I quickly told Tom, and he agreed, saying, "That's a great idea," and decided to go with it. For the baby-friendly sweets, we used the natural sweetness of ingredients like sweet potatoes instead of sugar and retained their gentle natural colors instead of using food coloring. In about 3 months, we got the product we envisioned available. At first, we placed them in a friend's traditional sweets shop to see customer reactions, and they were more popular than we imagined, with comments saying they were perfect for first birthdays and parties. This is it. We thought, and started selling them online as well, and it became an instant hit. The media picked up the story, and our small business grew steadily. Until the business took off, we were busy with both childcare and work, but by the time our daughter turned 2, the business had grown enough to generate stable revenue. As we became more settled, I suddenly thought of Tom's family, from whom we had been estranged for almost 2 years now. We heard that after we left, Cindy was hospitalized with preeclampsia. It seems her parents had fed her a lot of high-calorie food, and she had been lazing around without exercising. She was put on strict bed rest and a diet, leading to a very constrained pregnancy. Well, at least she gave birth to a healthy baby boy, so everyone must have been relieved. Unfortunately, misfortunes continued, and the traditional sweets shop at Tom's parents' house went out of business after he left. What are your parents doing now that the shop is closed? When I asked Tom, he said they were living modestly on their pensions. I don't have many good memories, but they did raise Tom. 2 years after leaving his parents' house, as my anger began to fade, I discussed with Tom and we decided to give his parents $2,000 each as a birthday gift. By the way, the amount of $2,000 comes from the $2,000 his mom mentioned as a gift for the birth of our child. I don't know if my mother-in-law remembers, but if she does, I hope it reminds her to stay grounded. Later, Tom received a call that the cash gift we sent was already accepted. Apparently, his parents were very happy. I don't think we're ready to visit his parents' house yet, but time will probably take care of that. If we live with our heads held high, things will surely move in a positive direction. Though childcare is still demanding, thanks to the support of my parents, I can focus on our business with Tom. Mommy, is this mine? Yes, Shane. The cherry blossom petals are pretty, aren't they? Is it tasty? Yummy. I'm so happy. My daughter put her hands on her cheeks, looking very happy. This is a traditional sweet developed to melt in the mouth, so even a 1-year-old can eat it. It's a cute sweet shaped like the cherry blossom petals, after which our daughter Shane really likes. I hope these sweets, like my child, bring smiles to everyone. Mommy, here, open wide. My daughter fed me a piece of the treat. The gentle sweetness melted in my mouth. I love that look on your face, Mommy. I hope this sweet moment can be experienced by people all over the world.